What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. Hope you're all doing very well. Man, I've been doing some stuff on the Feral Druid, and this was like not even an intended thing. I was like down in the Zarelek Caverns. I was just down here getting gear for my alt, which is my Feral Druid, which, by the way, there's amazing gear down here for your alt characters. Get down here, do the world quests, grab stuff like the Drogbar rocks, which is insane, especially for Feral. You can gear up really, really quickly. I've got, you know, there's a piece here, 398, weapon 398, 398 on the Drogbar rocks. I didn't go down and farm there for very long, guys. I promise it's a really, really great place to go get some gear for your alt. So I was down there doing that, and I was just getting gear, and I was like, damn, this is like really fun. Like, I'm having a lot of fun. And I remembered, oh yeah, there's changes to the talent tree. We'll get to that in a second. But ultimately, like, holy crap, this thing is so much fun to play, particularly in AoE. So I was like, why don't I just take it into some dungeons? And goddamn, I did. And we were absolutely pumping in dungeons based on my item level. Of course, I'm only 403. My weapon is 398. Like, we're doing good damage. I'll show you some footage in the dungeons in a second. Let me walk you through the changes that have happened to Feral, okay? And then I'll run you through what I think a good talent setup is going to be now with the changes that have come in. And then on top of that, I'm going to run you through some dungeon footage of the stuff that I was doing as well. So let's start with the changes that came in to Feral. So let's skip to these are the notes right here from Blizzard. They changed Berserk. The TLDR in Berserk is that essentially it just generates combo points consistently now, all the time while you're berserking. So you get one combo point every 1.5 seconds. Okay, finishing moves restore up to 3 combo points generated over the cap. Shred and rake damage increased by 50%. So it's very, very cool. Combo point generating abilities generate 1 additional combo point. It basically just makes it so you get tons and tons of combo points. It's kind of similar to what it was before, but I'll tell you that it just feels more consistent across the board. It feels like you're just getting combo points more consistently. Very good. This is the new sort of focal point talent that I will talk about in a second. This enables a whole new build archetype for Feral. Talk about it in a second. Shred damage up, thrash damage up, swipe damage up, rake damage up, rip damage up, brutal slash damage up. It's all up, guys. It's all gone up. Very good. Terrible Wounds got nerfed a little bit. Doesn't really matter. It's all looking up for Feral. That's the bottom line, okay? We'll move that over there. Now, here's what I think is really cool. Here's kind of the build-enabling talent here. Shred deals 5% increased damage against bleeding targets. Shred and Brutal Slash or Swipe apply your Thrash bleed over time. What does this mean? It means you don't have to press Thrash anymore. You can just take it right off your bars and put it over here, and when you press Brutal Slash, it applies Thrash automatically. Or if you have Swipe, it'll apply Thrash automatically. This is really crazy, and it really enables you to play a simpler version of your Feral Druid, essentially, is what it means. It's taking away an entire button from your rotation, so you don't have to spend any any energy pressing Thrash. Thrash is 40 energy. You don't have to do anything with that. You don't have to worry about it at all. You just press Swipe or Brutal Slash. It applies Thrash for you, and you can essentially gain more damage because of this, both in AoE and in single target, because now Shred also applies your Thrash to over time. So in single target especially, you can spend combo points pressing Shred, and it will apply your dot for you. That's a lot more single target damage that you have to work with now, which is really, really great. You don't have to waste any combo points pressing Thrash. You can just press Shred, which does way more single target damage, right? Shred does 9,300 damage. Thrash, my upfront damage on Thrash only does 1,700. So I'm getting 9,300 instead of 1,700, and I'm still getting the bleed effect from that, which is most of the damage from Thrash is the bleed. So incredibly strong for single target, I think. Allows you to spam Shreds instead of spending any GCDs on Thrash. In AoE, it allows you to spam Swipe or do Brutal Slash. Let me show you the damage that this can produce. I did a Burial Grounds 18. This was with the Swipe ult. I did not take Brutal Slash in this build. I had Swipe instead. You can see Swipe doing almost 7% of my damage. And again, we still get the Thrash dot doing 4.5% of our damage. Really, really good. Awesome stuff to see that. Let's look at the... What if you take Brutal Slash? Well, you can see right here, Sorry, let me move this over here. There we go. You can see right here that this image here, Brutal Slash did about 8.7%, so more damage than Swipe. But they're actually pretty close, because if you don't take Brutal Slash, then you're going to be taking Wild Slashes, which improves your Thrash and your Swipe damage anyway by 25%. Really, really good. So when I took the Brutal Slash here, I lost some Thrash damage. You can see Thrash only doing 3.3% instead of 4.5%. A little bit lower, but you gain... Brutal Slash just does more damage on its own. Very, very good. Very fun to play. Now, two different kind of build styles here. Basically, if you're going to run the Brutal Slash style, you're going to be filling your GCDs with rakes, which you're going to kind of want to do this anyway. As you get good at playing Feral, you'll get good at this anyway. Let me just go to my current segment here. So you want to start in Stealth, of course. You're going to start with Rake, then go right into Incarn here. There we go, and we're using our Brutal Slash. Now, I want to be really careful with my Brutal Slash. I'm filling my GCDs with Rake, because Brutal Slash has a charge system. If I use all my charges, I can't use it anymore. Here's my last charge of Brutal Slash. It's on cooldown, so I'm going to fill with Rake instead, which is fine. I want to be spreading my Rakes around anyway. And we have the double-targeted Rake here, right there, double-clawed Rake. That's going to apply to one additional enemy. So you're all good there. All you have to do is just fill with Rake, and then when your Brutal Slash comes back up, make sure you use that as your AoE button. It's going to apply Thrash to everything. Really, really good. You can see our damage is ridiculous. 180k on 5 targets, guys. 5 targets. That was with my Incarn buff, of course, but, like, that's ridiculously good damage. I think if you were to sort of parse it out, in my experience here, this build does more damage. We basically settled at 170k. This is going to do more damage than the Swipe variant, but we'll try it. I'll try it for you right now really quickly. We're going to change this. I have to wait till Brutal Slash gets all of its charges back. So the difference is, with the Swipe build, you can just spam Swipe like crazy. You don't have to worry about it being on charges. So you can fill more GCDs. If you have bigger AoE packs, it's probably better for that damage. But the big difference here, Brutal Slash only costs 25 energy. If we switch the talents here, Swipe costs 35 energy. That's a lot. It's actually 10 more, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it really is. So 35 energy now instead of 25. But let me show you this build. We'll get Incarn back here in a second, but you can see the damage over here is awesome. My stones are doing crazy damage. And then you can see Rip, Tear Open Wounds, Rake doing a lot more because we're spreading it around. Very good. We're going to try and do the same thing. There's the Brutal Slash damage being 9%. Frenzied Assault is from my Incarn. We're going to do the same test here. I'll show you again. Make sure we're on current. Here we go. We'll go like this. Okay, and then we swipe. Swipe again. There we go. Get some Rake spread around. The damage is going to ramp up here. There we go. A couple more Rakes. Don't forget to spread your Rakes. Very important. A couple more Rakes, and then we'll fill with Swipe. Another Swipe. So, again, we're similar here. 165, 171. That's similar, right? It was around 170, 180 before. So, I think it's actually kind of up to you what you want to do in terms of your build choice. You don't really have to do one or the other. I do think that the Brutal Slash way is better because it saves you more energy. Only having to spend 25 energy to get that damage going is quite good. And then you can obviously just fill with Rake, which I'm doing right here anyway. You want to always make sure you're filling with Rake because it's very powerful. So the damage is actually not that different, though. Look at the damage. 167. We're kind of close, right? So, yeah. I actually like both builds. If you want to do a more spam sort of oriented build where you're kind of just spamming your buttons, you can do a build like this, where you're, again, Tear Open Wounds, there's Swipe, Rampant Ferocity. It's a similar style of build. However, I think the Brutal Slash ekes ahead a little bit because of that energy cost saving is very, very cool. But both of them are good. I think you should always run Incarn instead of Convoke. Unfortunately, Convoke's just not good enough yet. I like a Feral Frenzy for my single target buff. I take Ashman's Guidance to get those procs on Incarn. Very, very good. You have Apex Predator down here, of course, to give you your free Ferocious Bites. You have Rampant Ferocity to cleave those Ferocious Bites. And then the main talent you're looking at here is Thrashing Claws, which means you don't ever have to press Thrash ever again for the rest of your life, which is really nice. Let's look at some footage here. Let me just look really quickly at The temple that I did, this is 43, 45. Boom, boom, boom right here. So this is one of the final trash packs in temple. This was awesome, man. Like, this is just so good. First of all, out of stealth, of course, you get the double stun because you have double rake. And out of stealth, it stuns, so that's really cool. And then watch our damage. Just look at it. Our damage is crazy. This is the swipe variant of the build, not the brutal slash variant. This is the swipe variant. We're doing 96k, 98k.
Our damage is outrageous.
This is only 3 targets. I'm only 403 item level on 3 targets here. This is insane. Insane how much damage we got out of that. Of course, we did pop Incarn there. And look it, guys. It's already back. Incarn has 1 minute left on the cooldown.
We're like invincible. What the hell?
This is it's completely crazy to me.
Healing. We
Here, I'll
have
move my-
two defensives.
We'll get 2
We're
Zuko's here.
invincible. We got friggin',
I'm just so impressed by the damage here. We'll pull the next pack here. Watch the damage on this pack. It's crazy. The AoE damage is outrageous. This is where I think maybe having the ability to spam swipe might be a little bit better for your damage. But I think Brutal Slash would also be perfectly fine here. We're up to 75, 89k there. DPS. We're starting to ramp here. Here we go. We do not have Incarn. I do not have Incarn for this entire pull. I don't have it. And I'm doing 120k, 130k, 140,
right now.
150k DPS at like 403 item level without Incarn. That is insanely good. That is so good. There was only like 5-6 targets, right? We're getting more targets as they spawn them, but holy cow. I cannot stress how good that is. Like, I could have popped Incarn here, but it was too late. It's so good, guys. Let's go to an Azure Vault.
139K. What?
Yeah, really, really good there. Here's the opening to an Azure Vault. Again, same build. Swipe build, not the Brutal Slash build. You can see I double raked those guys, so I stopped 2 of the casts from going off, which is really nice in the opener. Here we go. We pop Incarn, and we go. Again, I'm swiping into Primal Wrath. Swipe Primal Wrath. Swipe Primal Wrath. I'm waiting for my Ferocious Bite to proc. It procs. So then I'm filling with Rake a little bit. Get those Rakes going. I think I didn't do that very much here. I should have. You can see we're beating the tank. This tank is like fully decked out.
Beating the tank.
This was Dadbod from my Twitch stream. He was fully decked out in tank here. I'm only 403.
I'm doing
Again,
it.
120k. Really, really good. We'll heal everybody up here. Pull this next pack. There's only 3 mobs here. No Incarn, 3 mobs. We end up doing, 75k, 80k here. It's so insane. Barrel is completely cracked, dude. I'm telling you. This is so much damage. And again, I think this is probably, this might be the weaker build. Like, I think the Brutal Slash build can pack more damage. We're doing 83k. Like, what the hell is this damage? Here's the next pack. Watch this, 90k. Right out of the gates. We do not have Incarn yet. 30 seconds on Incarn. I'm doing 100k DPS without Incarn. I don't understand.
How am I doing 100k with 4 targets at this item?
Seriously, I don't get it. It's
insane
completely
damage
crazy.
for,
I'm doing 120k, 130k
for this
without
item.
my cooldown.
It's really good.
Hello? Like, Pharaoh is really good. If I had 418 item level and I used Incarn there, I'm doing 200k. Easily. Easily, guys, I'm telling you. So, this is completely crazy. This thing is completely crazy. Again, let me just refresh really quickly. I think this is a real build-enabling talent here. You don't have to press Thrash anymore. I love it. On single target, it means you can press Shred more, which does way more upfront damage and then applies your Thrash bleed for free. Really, really good there. You can choose what you want to do here. Take Wild Slashes if you want a spammable swipe build, or if you want to take a Brutal Slash focus build and then you're filling more of your GCDs with Rake, it's up to you. You can do either one. You should fill your own GCDs with Rake anyway, because Rake is really powerful, and we have Infected Wounds making Rake do more damage. But it's really up to you. The rest of the tree, I think, stays the same. I love Incarn. I love Apex Predator. You need all this stuff down here. It feels really, really good, guys. I'm telling you, this feels so solid to me, and it's not difficult to execute anymore. removing that one dot means you have less to worry about, right? When you're putting your dots on an enemy, you just press one button and then one other button and you have all your dots going, right? That is so awesome. On single target, it's just shred and rake, right? Start in stealth, rake, shred. My dots are done. My dots are done. I'm done. I got my dots. Obviously, I'm going to do Feral Frenzy, but you see what I'm saying? How amazing that is? Like, you obviously press Primal Wrath to get your third dot going, but getting 2 dots, getting your dot for free from your shred feels incredibly, incredibly strong. Let me just say that. It feels so good to me. So, yeah, definitely come pick this up, guys. If you're thinking about Feral Druid, there's my ink crown's going to drop off here, but if you're thinking about Feral Druid at all, now is the time to play. It is exceptionally strong. I love it. I love this new capstone sort of idea here where you remove Thrash from your rotation. Choose between Brutal Slash and Swipe. Up to you. The rest of it takes care of itself, right? It's awesome. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. All you Feral Druid people, what do you think about Feral Druid moving into 10.1 Embers of Neltharion? I would love to hear from you down there in the comments. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I love you all. I will see you in the next one.